Welcome back to the Language Institute. Last time, Anthony explored the world of medieval literature in the Department of Context, where we saw how culture, history, and tradition shaped the stories people told. We even met Beowulf, one of the oldest texts in English. And speaking of Beowulf, Anthony got so into it, he stayed behind to learn Old English so he could read the original version. As for me, I've been assigned to the Exploration Lab, where we'll dive into Renaissance literature from the 15 to 1700s. Let's get curious and start exploring.
Ah, excellent! You made it! Welcome to the Exploration Lab. I am Renaissance Man, your orientation guide. Holographically generated, historically informed, and wholly ready to help you begin your journey as a rhetorical analyst.
Holographic orientation guide? Sounds like we have some cutting-edge innovation ahead.
Indeed. This lab is where language meets discovery. You're entering an era of breakthroughs, new ways of seeing the world, the self, and what it means to be human. With those changes came new ways of writing, questioning, and persuading.
Intriguing. So, what's our mission?
Today, we are investigating how the Renaissance sparked new ways of thinking about the world, the self, knowledge, and language. Then we'll explore what it means to read with a rhetorical analysis lens.
Because this isn't just about what writers said.
It's about how and why they said it. Here at the lab, we preserve the heart of the Renaissance through artifacts that capture the big changes that happened in this period. Our first exploration station features a major scientific breakthrough. This telescope, invented by the scientist Galileo in 1609, was the first to be used to make astronomical observations. It was simple in design, but revolutionary in impact. Before Galileo, most people believed Earth was flat, and that it sat at the center of the universe, with everything else revolving around it. At that time, this idea was deeply tied to religious belief. But Galileo's telescope revealed something different. Earth orbited the sun, along with everything else in the solar system. This challenged centuries of accepted truth. Galileo's writings were banned, and he was tried for heresy. A big shift had begun. Now it's your turn to explore it.
This simple tool showed that Earth wasn't the center of the universe, but just a tiny dot in space. Why might this discovery have made people question other things they'd been taught? Pause the video to jot down your ideas. Imagine learning the world you thought was central isn't. The truth might be bigger and more complicated than you imagined. That could shake your trust in everything and lead you to question truth, authority, and who decides what's real.
Most definitely. Galileo sparked a whole new mindset that valued observation, questioning, and personal discovery. Knowledge became something to explore, not just accept. While Galileo looked outward, our next artifact looks inward. Literally, anatomical drawings by Leonardo da Vinci. When a human body was drawn or depicted in the medieval period, it wasn't done so with accuracy in mind, but was more so idealized and interpreted spiritually. Da Vinci was different. He dissected bodies, studied anatomy, and made precise, lifelike sketches. He treated the body not just as a vessel for the soul, but as something worth understanding on its own.
Look at this sketch. Every muscle and joint painstakingly detailed. Before, medieval art showed the body as a kind of vessel for spirituality. But this diagram suggests a very different idea of what it means to be human. What does this drawing suggest about how Renaissance thinkers viewed humanity? Pause and reflect. Da Vinci's work shows a new interest in science and the reality of human lives. Instead of just looking toward heaven, people explore the body, mind, and self right here on Earth. It's like people suddenly realized that being human is pretty cool. And that shift led writers to become more introspective and curious about individual identity.
Exactly. The Renaissance wasn't just about exploring the outside world, it was about inner discovery too. Our next stop, a voyage that changed the way people saw the entire world. This map shows the journey of Ferdinand Magellan and Juan Sebastian Elcano, the first recorded explorers to sail all the way around the globe. Before this, much of the world was unknown or imagined. Maps were filled with empty spaces and guesses. But Magellan's voyage proved the world could be measured, mapped, and navigated.
Think about it. Real coastlines and continents replacing imagination, discovering whole new places inhabited by people and wonders you didn't even know existed, realizing the world is much bigger than you thought. How might this new global perspective have shaped what people wrote and talked about? Pause to make some notes. One impact that comes to my mind is that a bigger world means a bigger imagination. Writers could describe new places, compare cultures, question old beliefs, or invent new ideas. And just like explorers mapped the world, writers began using language to map out new ideas.
Well then, on to the power of the written word itself. Give me the liberty to know, to utter, and to argue freely according to conscience, above all liberties. This quote comes from John Milton's 1644 speech, Areopagitica, written to protest censorship in England. This wasn't just poetic, it was a call to action. But what do you think it means?
Milton's talking about what he values most, and it's not anything like land or money. He's asking for the freedom to explore, speak, and argue ideas. He's saying your most important freedom is your right to think and speak for yourself. Why might Milton see that freedom as the most important of all? Pause and reflect. Milton believed that without the freedom to explore and argue, no other liberty could survive. If people can't question or persuade, they can't shape society, hold leaders accountable, or seek truth.
In the Renaissance, this marked a big shift. Language became a way to challenge authority, share ideas, and build the future. But if we're going to explore that language, we'll need some special equipment. The rhetorical analysis lens. You may be used to literary analysis, where we focus on how authors make meaning and develop themes. But in this unit, you won't just ask what a text says, you'll ask why did the author say this? What was happening in the world when they said it? What impact were they trying to have? Try it out yourself with this quote from Renaissance poet John Donne. No man is an island, entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. First, try looking at this through a literary analysis lens. What do you think this means?
Through a literary analysis lens, I'd say this is a metaphor. But what is this metaphor comparing, and what could it mean? Pause the video to jot down some ideas. This metaphor compares people to geographical features, like an island and a continent. It suggests we're all connected. No one is truly alone.
But we can get deeper with the rhetorical analysis lens. What changes when you think about the author's purpose and audience?
That I'm not just interpreting, I'm thinking about why it was said. Maybe the writer wanted people to care more, take action, or feel responsibility for one another.
Exactly. The rhetorical analysis lens reveals intention, every choice shaped by the author, context, and audience. Now you're ready to begin your work as a rhetorical analyst. This unit will take you deep into how authors used language to question, persuade, and imagine new worlds. Your mission continues in today's lesson materials. Let the exploration begin!
Hey!